Hold on. Give me like 10 seconds stream. Literally 10 seconds, probably. There we go. I'm back. Weariness and a headache. Not a very nice way to start the day.
どうしたの？
What's wrong?
ケイチ。今朝は顔色悪いわよ。
You don't look so well.
昨べは何時に寝たの？
When did you go to sleep? It seemed that my mom had noticed my sullen state. I mean, I'd be sullen too. My friends are... More specifically, Rena is like, really scaring me here. Yesterday, I kept on waking up in the middle of the night. Without a doubt, I felt the presence. I felt the presence of someone standing in front of my door. Oh, man. I told myself repeatedly that it was my imagination and forced myself to try to sleep. Except, not being able to stand it, I gathered up my courage and opened the door. Of course, there wasn't anyone there. I think I did this 3 times throughout the night. Or maybe I just don't remember doing it any more than that. Even though I was able to get to the breakfast table without incident, I still didn't feel at ease.
風邪かもしれない。
It might be a cold.
なんだか食欲ないんだ。
I don't really have an appetite.
あら、
My,
ちょっと熱あるんじゃない？
you seem a little warm.
どうする？
Well,
学校行ける？
can you make it to school? Technically, I did go to a school, but it was mostly self-study. It wouldn't matter much if I missed a day, wouldn't I? I mean, would it? Wow, I said wouldn't I? It could have been that I hadn't been feeling well for the last few days because I really did have a cold. If I took some medicine and got a good day of rest, I might be able to greet everyone with a smile tomorrow. Is this Rena? Startled, I looked back and forth between the entrance and the clock. It was 10 minutes later than when I usually met up with Rena. It was Rena.
レナちゃん迎えに来ちゃったけど、どうする？
Rena-chan came to get you. What are you gonna do?
お休みする？
You're gonna take the day off? Rena was a good girl. I don't know if I believe that, but okay. She might be somewhat quirky, but she was certainly cute. Okay. The lunches she made were delicious, and she always looked out for me. Why should I be so scared of something like that? I don't know. Like what you saw yesterday? Wasn't Rena's fault. It's probably mine. It had to have been my cold. Just had to be. Wow. Denial?
休む。
I'll rest.
ごめん。
Sorry.
じゃあ、母さんが断ってきてあげるわね。
Then I'll go send her off for you. Mom headed off for the door. I would have to pass by the entrance to get back to my room. I didn't have the nerve to meet with Rena, so I wrapped myself in a blanket on the sofa and closed my eyes. I was so sleep deprived, I quickly fell into a deep slumber. I had only intended to lie down for a bit, but it was almost noon when I woke up. I called out to my parents, but they didn't seem to be around. On the table, I found lunch prepared and a note. Mom and Dad had apparently driven off to somewhere far away. Like I do with Dad's work. This happened ever so often, so it wasn't that unusual. They would be back for dinner, but might be a bit late. On this note, it said, the insurance card is in the cabinet. Take it and go to the hospital. There was also a well-drawn map to the hospital. That's right. I hadn't been there before, so I didn't know exactly where it was. Wow. English? I had a light lunch, although it really was just leftovers from the morning, and just in case went to the hospital. Normally, I'd never be here in the middle of a weekday. Just walking around like this had me feeling guilty. It was an odd thing. An odd feeling. Wow. Following on my mom's nap, I took a road I usually never used. After walking for a bit, the hospital sign came into view. Ire Clinic was written rather stylishly on the sign. The clinic wasn't very big, but based on the scale of the rest of Hinamizawa, it was far too grand. There was a parking lot and even a reserved spot for buses. They must be making a mint. A mint? I spaced out in the air-conditioned waiting room until it was time for me. Wow. Till it was my turn to be seen.
前原さん、診察室へどうぞ。
Please make your way to the examination room. After half-heartedly answering all of the chatty doctor's questions, he responded with the old, "It's probably a cold." Wow. Helpful much? They gave me a shot and 3 days worth of medicine. I thought it was a little overboard, but if it would clear away the gloomy feeling I've been having lately, then it was worth it. I settled the bill and took a quick trip to the washroom as I was leaving. I overheard a conversation between some elderly people who seemed to be regulars at the clinic. Of course, I had no intention of eavesdropping. It wasn't for that word.
やっぱり鬼隠しかいね。
Must have been an Onikakushi. Oh my god, there it is.
どうかね。
I wonder.
まだまだ若い子だけや。
She was still pretty young.
駆け落ちかもしられへん。
Might have just eloped. Excuse me?
どこの誰とよ。
With whom?
季節のたびに東京もんが来ちょったろ。でっけえカメラ持った若者が。
Well, they don't know he's dead.
あれと仲が良きゃったって話。知られへんの？
Did you know they were getting on pretty well? Were they talking about Tomitake-san? I could feel my ears perking up. Wow, why did they do that?
そら知らんけど。
I don't know about that.
でも、普通駆け落ちっても仁義あるだろ
But you have to make preparations before you elope.
う。書き置きとか辞表とか書かんかいね。
Leave a note or quit their job or something.
すったらんかかんから駆け落ち言うんね。
It's an elopement because they didn't leave a note or message.
わきゃ看護師さんの顔見られんようなるわ。寂しいね。
I'll never see that young nurse's face again. Makes me rather sad.
高野さんはしっかり者よ。
Takano-san is an upstanding young woman. Okay, it is. Haha.
どこへ行ってもやっていけろん。
She'll be fine wherever she goes. Oh, okay. So her name was Takano-san. That woman with Tomitake-san. And she worked at this clinic? Oshiro-sama's shadow was following me everywhere I went. Why do you keep referring to it like that? Started listening more closely, but began talking about fishing, and it didn't seem like they were going to revise the topic. I gave up and laughed. Thus, even though I was separated from the daily monotony of school, I wasn't able to escape from Oyashiro-sama's shadow. But of course, Ooishi-sama was the guardian deity of this place, of Hinamizawa. As long as I was in Hinamizawa, I wouldn't be able to escape. Maybe it was because I was walking outside, but okay, again? My appetite had suddenly returned. Might as well buy a snack with the change from the examination fee on the way home. Contemplating that, I turned onto a familiar street. Oh, there. At that moment, I heard a car horn abruptly honk behind me. Was I really walking so far into the middle of the road where I'd be in a car's way? I moved farther off to the side, but the horn was still honking at me. I turned around, peeved.
前原さん
Oh, it's you.
こんにちは
Good day to you. It was Ooishi-san. He stepped out of his car, AC on full blast, and waved at me.
今日はどうしたんです
So today,
学校はお休みですか
school on break?
ちょっと体調悪かったんで、今日は休みました。
Just not feeling good, so I took the day off.
お昼を買って帰ろうとしてたところです。
I was about to buy lunch and head back home.
そりゃよかった
That's great.
実は私お昼に行こうとしてたんですよよかったらご一緒にいかがです
I'm just about to get lunch myself. Would you mind going together?
ああお体に触るようでしたら構いませんよ
If you're not feeling up for it, then don't mind me. I was just going to lie down after going home anyway. I didn't really have a cold. I was just afraid.
地元の食堂だと嫌でしょ
I expect you'd rather avoid using one of the local places.
町まで行きましょ
Let's go into town.
うちょっと走りますがよろしいですかな
It's a bit of a drive, is that alright?
私おいしいお店知ってるんですよ
I know a pretty good place. I'd finally begun to understand Ooishi-san's roundabout way of saying things. He probably wanted to talk about stuff that would be difficult to discuss while in Hinamizawa. Alright. I went with Ooishi-san, riding in his frigid car. It was almost as if the bright sunlight outside was a lie.
昨べは遅くまですみませんでしたね
Sorry about calling you so late last night.
ご家族に怒られませんでしたか
Did your parents get angry at you?
いえ、
No. I recalled Rena, who had been listening to the phone conversation all that time, separated from me just by the door. Even now, in the brightness of the sunlight, the thought still creeped me out. The big bump that jolted the car, the road connecting to the city changed from dirt to pavement. My head swiveled back with a sudden realization. That's right. Oh, okay, let's say. Why did it stop? This was where Tomitake-san died.
富武さんの捜査は暗礁に乗り上げています
They've hit a snag on the investigation regarding Tomitake-san. Ooishi-san spoke while peering at me from the corner of his eye.
自分の爪で喉をかき破るという異常さから幻覚作用のある何らかの薬物によるものだと信じているのですが
They believed it was caused by hallucinogens. What? Hallucinations?
こういう症状それも急激に引き起こす薬物はなかなかないらしいんです
But a drug that could cause that to happen so suddenly is extremely hard to come by. Yeah, I figured.
もちろん検視解剖もそれを念頭に置いて十分に行ったのですが手がかりはやはりありませんでした
Bear in mind, of course, the autopsy was done with that premise in mind, but we didn't find any leads.
漫画なんかによくあるじゃないですか。
You know that thing you see in comics all the time?
体内に取り込まれると分解したりして、 証拠が何も残らないなんて、そんな薬。
Well, there's a drug that doesn't leave any trace after being consumed.
ありますよ。
Exists.
演歌作詞、何でしたっけ？
Oh, you're really expecting me to say that? Sucky, yeah, no, we're not going about something or another. Yeah, you know what? That's an accurate description. I'm not gonna bother.
まあ、結構あります。
Well, it's pretty common.
でもですね、富武さんのような症状を引き起こす薬物には、そういうものはないそうなんですよ。
Well, you see, there doesn't seem to be any kind of drug that would cause Tomitake-san to react like that. Yeah, that just seems too like, I don't know.
じゃあ、警察は、富武さんはたたりで死んだって、そう言うんですか？
You're saying the police concluded Tomitake-san just died from the curse? I couldn't help but feel that the police were worthless. Just wanted the idea of a curse to be dissociated from Tomitake-san's mysterious death.
悔しいですが、今のところは。
Fortunately, that's how it looks right now. Damn.
ですが、死因はともかく、死ぬ前に何人かの人間に囲まれて暴行を受けたことだけは間違いありません。
Unfortunately, that's how it looks right now. But putting aside the cause of death, without a doubt, he was surrounded by a group of people and had taken a beating before he died.
たたりでなく、人間が事件に関わっているのは疑いようがありませんよ。
There was no curse, but an incident that unquestionably involved other humans. Okay. That made me a bit relieved. We don't want this curse stuff. We passed in front of the rather desolate, but still busier than Hinamizawa train station. The car pulled into a restaurant parking lot, and I followed Ooishi-san into the shop. It was pretty crowded, but there were only adults at this hour. Of course, there wouldn't be children here in the middle of a weekday.
2名です。タバコは、我慢します。
Two, please. I'll make do with non-smoking.
こちらへどうぞ。
This way, please.
ご注文がお決まりになりましたらお呼びください。
When you're ready to order, please call me over. We were led by a peculiarly dressed waitress to our table. I sat with Ooishi-san in the booth. Okay.
どうです？
So what do you think?
このお店のウェイトレスさんの格好、可愛らしいと思いません？
Aren't the waitresses' outfits here cute? Oh, you really are.
え？
Huh?
まあ、その、どうでしょうね。
Well, I guess?
このお店ね、いっつも大人気なんですよ。
The shop is always quite busy.
お料理よりも、ウェイトレスさんがね。
It's more about the waitresses than the food, you see. No.
ああ、
Uh-huh.
大石さん、目がやらしいですよ。
Ooishi-san, you're leering.
そうですか？
Am I really? I'm not trying to intimidate that laugh. Regardless of how the waitresses looked, the food was decent enough. Finishing our meal while talking about some I-ain't topic, Ooishi-san's after-meal cup of coffee arrived on the table.
昨日、ひなみ沢の昔話が出ましたよね。
Yesterday we talked about Hinamizawa's past, didn't we?
ええ。人食い鬼の里だって言われてたって話でしたっけ？
Yeah, that it was the village of man-eating demons, or something like that.
私もあんまり詳しい方じゃないので、うちのばあ様に今朝ちょっと聞いてみたんです。
I didn't know much about it myself, so I asked my mother about it this morning. Ooishi-san took out the notepad that was stuffed into his breast pocket.
なんでもですね、
Whoa.
大昔はひなみ沢は鬼ヶ淵って呼ばれてたんだそうです。
Turns out that Hinamizawa used to be called Onikakushi, the demon's abyss. Yeah, Onikakushi's been said before, right? We had the Onikakushi Guardians, we had... there was something else Onikakushi related that I don't remember, but okay, the Demon's Abyss. Wow.
鬼ヶ淵。すごい名前ですね。
It's quite the name.
今でもその名前残ってるんですよ。
The name's still around.
神主の妻が受水自殺した沼の名前は今でも鬼ヶ淵と言うんです。
The name is... Oh, yeah, no. The swamp where the Shinto's priest's wife drowned herself is still called Onikakushi. Really?
沼の底の底は鬼たちの住む国とつながってると言われてたんだそうです。
It's said that the depths of that swamp connect to the realm of demons. Of course, nobody had told me anything about such an ominous swamp.
でですね、
And you see,
鬼ヶ淵は恐れられていたと同時に
they were
崇め
both,
られてもいたんだそうです。
it appears they were both feared and revered. Okay. Respect born of fear. I guess you could say it was a kind of... Okay. Deification. I don't know how you say that. A village of inhuman creatures.
鬼たちはある種の仙人でもあったらしいんですよ。
Seems the demons were Senian, or mountain-dwelling mystics of sorts. Okay.
例えば不治の病にかかった村人を鬼ヶ淵に運んで治してもらったりとかしたんだそうです。
Villagers with incurable illnesses would be taken to Onikakushi to be healed, for example. Even if we are calling them demons, Tengu, long-nosed goblins, or Senin would be a more apt description.
鬼って言ってもそんなに悪い人たちじゃないみたいですね。
They don't seem like such terrible people, even though they were called demons.
でもそこはやっぱり人食い鬼らしいんです。
But they were still man-eating demons.
ばあ様に聞いた昔話ではですね、息子を治療してもらった代償として連れてきた母親を食わせろとこうなるらしいんですよ。
According to the story my mother told me, as payment for treating the son's illness, let us eat the mother who brought him here, was apparently how things went.
息子を治療してもらった対価が自分ですか？
The price of cutting her son was herself?
それは怖いな。
I said cutting, wow.
もちろん母親は息子を連れて逃げます。
Of course, the mother took her son and ran.
これをですね、鬼ヶ淵に住む村人、鬼たちがですね、全員で追いかけて取り囲んで捕まえたんだそうです。
All the villagers of Onikakushi, the demons, chased, surrounded, and captured them. The entire village, apparently. That's quite a frightening thing to imagine. Indeed.
結局、母親も息子も捕まって食べられちゃったんだそうです。
In the end, it seems both the mother and son were caught and eaten.
おし
Oh,
ま
what?
い。
The end.
その話矛盾がありますよ。
There's a problem with this story.
当事者の二人が食べられちゃったんですから、その話が残るはずがありません。
Both witnesses in this story were eaten, so nobody will be able to tell the tale. Oh, good point.
ありゃ。
は？
昔話はこういうの多いですよね。
There are plenty of old fables like this. Okay, thanks for skipping that. I didn't even click anything that time. In contrast to the ghastly tale, Ooishi-san laughed heartily while sipping his coffee.
でもですね、
But well,
他の昔話にも結構あるらしいんですよ。
there are quite a few other tales.
鬼ヶ淵の鬼たちが総出で獲物を捕まえに来るというのは。
Where the demons from Onikakushi band together to capture their prey. I recall that Mion said all the villagers united and fought against the dam construction. I saw similarities with how that part about unification overlapped.
鬼たちの獲物は常に一人で、しかも前もって決められているらしいんです。
They would always hunt down a single person, and they choose who it was going to be beforehand.
え？
Huh? That caught my attention. Ooishi-san also appeared to be pondering what it meant.
ばあ様が言うにはですね、鬼の狩りの時には絶対に邪魔をしてはいけない。
My mother told me that you must never interfere with the demon's hunt.
家に閉じこもって布団をかぶってろって言うんです。
You should just hole up in your house and hide under the cover, she said.
つまり、どういうことですか？
So what does all this mean?
獲物の人を助けたり、かくまったりしてはいけないんだそうです。
It means you mustn't ever help or protect the prey.
鬼の狩りを邪魔しない限り、村人には危害を加えない。
As long as you don't disturb the demon's hunt, no harm will fall upon the villagers.
そういうルールなんだそうです。
Seems there's that kind of rule. Basically, don't help the victims. Pretend you didn't see the atrocities. In other
ルー
words,
ルを破ったら、どうなるんです？
what happens if you break the rule?
さあ、
Well,
何しろ人食い鬼ですからね。
they're man-eating demons after all. Many parts of that tale caught my attention. Parts of the story he told me overlapped with his theory that the entire village was in on the crime. But I mean, it's just a story, isn't it? Even if it wasn't the whole village, it was conceivable that the villagers were hiding under the covers and leaving them to die. When there's a group that was on their hunt, wasn't it? I didn't dare speak it.
じゃあ、大石さんは、やっぱり村ぐるみ、もしくは村人数人の犯行だと見てるんですね。
Then Ooishi-san, I guess it looks like it's either the whole entire village or a group of villagers perpetrating the crimes?
前原さんはどう思います？
What do you think, Maibara-san?
ああ、すみません。
Excuse me.
コーヒーのおかわりいいですか？
Another cup of coffee, please. That's what I wanted to know. It seemed that we were both waiting for the other to say that last part. He waited for the waitress to finish pouring coffee before speaking.
去年、サトシ君が失踪した頃から、私は不審に感じていたんです。
Last year, I had a nagging feeling when Satoshi-kun disappeared. Ooishi-san muttered as he watched the milk swirl around in his coffee.
それで、サトシさんのお友達、つまり、前原さんのお友達グループの皆さんを、ちょっぴりだけ。
So the friends of Satoshi-san, meaning your group of friends, Maibara-san, I had a bit...
本当にちょっぴりだけですよ。
Really, just a little bit, okay?
調べさせてもらったんです。
Oh, background checking done on them. Oh, here we go. If Ooishi-san had said this to me before, I would have gotten angry at him for calling my friends into question. But as I was now, I couldn't.
とてもつまらない話になります。
This might sound pretty stupid.
前原さんがつまらないと感じたらいつでもおっしゃってください。
Maibara-san, if you feel it's stupid, please say so.
終わりにしますので。
I'll just stop. Ooishi-san was wearing the most serious expression that I'd seen from him. It was as if he was telling me to prepare myself and listen. There were quite a few things I regretted hearing from Ooishi-san. But none of them were as threatening as this. The little voice inside me was screaming like an alarm. Stop, Keiichi. This was probably the last one. I took a deep breath and silenced that voice. I would not run from the truth.
お願いします。
Please. That was all I could utter. Ooishi-san stared into my eyes silently for a few moments. After he was certain I was ready, he began.
1年目の事件の被害者は現場の監督さんだったんですが、
Oh.
事件の数週間前に園崎美音さんと取っ組み合いをしてるんですよ。
The victim of the incident in the first year was the overseer. A few weeks prior, he had an altercation with Mion Sonozaki-san.
何度か。
Multiple altercations. Ooishi-san had said before that Mion had defied the dam project vehemently. Well, it wasn't hard to imagine how she'd be if she got worked up.
2年目の事件で誘致派の夫婦が事故に遭いましたよね。
The second year, the married couple who supported the project died in that accident, right?
現場にはお嬢さんも一緒にいたんです。
Their daughter was... No, you're lying. Their daughter was with them at the time.
それが北条聡子さんなんです。
She was there when it happened? Bro, what?
え？
Huh?
サトコって、サトコ？
Sadako. Ooishi-san's look told me that my voice was too loud. I realized it as well and quickly quieted down.
3年目には神主夫婦が亡くなられますよね。
Yeah, we know this one. They were related to Rika, the Shinto priest and his wife who died in the third year, you see.
そのお嬢さんが
Yeah,
古出里香さんです。
Rika Furude-san.
リカちゃんが？
Rika-chan was...
4年目に亡くなった主婦はもうわかりますね。
That'd be what? Sadako's aunt?
北条聡子さんの
Step
義理
man.
のおばです。当時は聡子さんはご両親を事故で失っていましたので、預けられていたのです。
She was in her aunt and uncle's custody as she had lost both her parents in the accident. Then she loses her
被害
aunt.
者宅に
She lived in the victim's house. I could tell my lips were getting dry. I didn't even have the wits to keep my mouth from hanging open. I gaped. Wow. I thought it was nothing but a bizarre incident, one that I could easily distance myself from. But clicking and clacking, it had snuck up all the way to my feet.
ちなみに4年目に失踪した北条聡さんは
What?
聡子さんの実の兄になります。
Oh, that's horrible. She's lost like everyone in her life. The one who disappeared the fourth year, by the way, he was Sadako-san's older brother. Damn.
その、ちょっと、待ってください。
Just, wait just a second. It took everything I had to finally say that. I gulped down a glass of water and once again wiped my face with a napkin. Calm down, Keiichi Maibara. But Ooishi-san was relentless. Instead of waiting for me to finish sorting out my feelings, he started speaking again. The last of the things I shouldn't have heard. What is it?
被害者たちはなぜかあなたのお友達グループに全てつながるのです。
All the victims seem to be connected to your group of friends. What is he saying? That they're all in on it?
偶然に決まってるじゃないですか。
That just has to be a coincidence.
前原さん、静かに静かに。
Maibara-san, keep it down.
みんな見てますよ。
Everyone's looking. Mion, Sadako, Rika-chan. So what if they're connected? You're telling me all my friends? It couldn't be. It just couldn't be. Oh, Rena's different, isn't she? Rena isn't connected with the victims at all.
竜宮レナさんは去年まで茨城の郊外にお住まいでした。
Rena Ryugu-san was living in a suburb of Ibaraki Prefecture until last year, okay?
まあ確かにいずれの被害者とも直接の面識はありませんが。
Well, it's true that she hadn't directly met any of the victims. He said it in a roundabout way. Is he saying she's also connected?
実は調べてみたら竜宮さんは引っ越しの少し前に学校で謹慎処分を受けているんですよ。
Actually, I looked into her. Before Ryugu-san moved away to Himizawa, she was suspended from school.
なんでも学校中のガラスを割って回ったんだとか。
Seems she went through her school building and broke all the windows. Okay, what? Hello?
レナが
Rena did that?
学校中のガラスを割った？
She broke all the windows at her school? That same spacey Rena had? I couldn't even imagine it.
3日間の謹慎が明けた後も復学しなかったようです。
Seems after her 3-day suspension, she didn't go back to school.
その間に神経科に通院し、何週間かの間、投薬と医師によるカウンセリングを受けています。
She went to a neurologist and was diagnosed with, I'm gonna butcher this, dysautonomia. I give up. That's what we're going with. She was given weeks of counseling and medication. I'd heard that it happens to people who are really methodical or overly sensitive. Did I even skip something? Oh, yeah, I did miss something. I wonder if it was like a nervous breakdown. I'd heard that it happens to people who are really methodical or overly sensitive. Neither of those match Rena's easygoing personality at all. Oh, I don't know why I added the at all bit. What the hell?
でですね、そのカウンセリングをした医師のカルテに、レナさんの会話内容が記載されているんですがね。
And in the counselor's medical report, recorded all of the conversations he had with Rena-san.
その中に出てくるんですよ。
It showed up. What?
結構。
Quite a bit at that.
何がです？
What did? I pressed forward carelessly. There couldn't be anything more for me to regret.
出てくるんですよ。
She mentioned
お社様って単語が。
the word Oyashiro-sama. What? How, though? She never... What? This was before she even went to Hinamizawa, so why does she even know that? I don't understand. I felt like someone's stone cold hand was caressing my back. Well, why had Rena spoken of Oyashiro-sama before she even came to Hinamizawa?
親代様っていう幽霊みたいなものがですね、夜な夜な自宅にやってくるっていうんですよ。
Seems that the Oyashiro-sama she spoke of was like a ghost, appearing in her house every night.
枕元に立って自分を見下ろすんだって。
Standing over her pillow, looking down at her. My mind froze. I couldn't process what I was being told.
その後、しばらくしてひなみ沢に引っ越されたんです。
Well, after that, she moved to Hinamizawa.
ああ、そうそう。
Oh, that's right.
レナさんは
She's not an
よそ者
outsider.
なんかじゃないですよ。
She's not an outsider?
え？
What?
住民票で分かったんですが、竜宮一家は元はひなみ沢の住人です。
According to the residency register, the Ryugu family used to reside in Hinamizawa.
レナさんがちょうど小学校に上がるときに茨城へ引っ越されたんです。
They moved to Ibaraki just as Rena-san entered elementary school. My mind went completely blank. It was similar to the static you'd see on a blank TV channel. My ears began ringing as I lost all sense of comprehension. Wow,
前原
okay.
さん、大丈夫ですか？
I did not mean to do that. Son, are you alright? Wait, what did that say? Oh, I can change art
もう
modes.
終わりにしましょうか。
Shall we stop? Hold on. Can I? Oh, what the? I can! Huh. I didn't know I could do that. Oh, this Ooishi looks weird! No, this looks weird. I don't like it. Oh. Yeah, this one's better. Yeah, this one's way better. Those words brought me back. I couldn't let it end here.
レナのことは分かりました。
Now I know about Rena.
じゃあ、最後の被害者の富武さんはどうなんですか？
Then how about the last victim, Tomitake-san?
誰と接点があるんですか？
Who is he connected with? Irritate, let out one final reprisal. Oh, too bad it's probably everybody, right?
全員ですよ。
All of them, yeah.
お忘れですか、前原さん。
Have you forgotten, Maebara-san?
みんなで楽しくお祭りの晩を過ごしたじゃないですか。
Didn't you all spend the night of the festival together quite merrily?
何人もの警官が皆さんの楽しそうな様子を見ていますよ。
Quite a few of the officers saw you enjoying yourselves. Wow, okay, we're being stalked on? Now there was nothing I could respond with. I fell silent as my brain turned to mush.
そろそろ出ましょう。
Should get going.
ああ、前原さん。お昼の薬は飲みましたか？
Did you take your afternoon medicine? No, nope. Did I? Oh no, he didn't, right. I had completely forgotten about the medicine I had gotten today until Ooishi-san said that. I got another glass of water and we left the shop after I chugged it down. We got in the car and returned to Hinamizawa via the rough road. I never really paid attention when I was on my bike, but did cars normally shake this much? It was almost as if the road was desperately trying to tell me something. Badump. That big jolt was from the difference in elevation of the road when it changed from cement to dirt. I was certain that I heard Tomitake-san scream. Wow. I sat in silence, just letting myself be shaken by the car.
お家の前まで送りましょう。
I'll drop you off at your house.
今日は病気でお休みだったんですよね。
You missed school because you were ill, correct?
長々とお話ししてしまって申し訳ありませんでした。
My apologies for the long conversation.
なんで俺に話すんですか？
Why did you talk to me? I blurted out the question. Really just blurted it out. I didn't expect an answer.
私、一応確認しましたよね。
I did check with you first, didn't I?
お話やめましょうかって。
If we should just stop.
じゃなくて、
Not that.
どうして俺に接触してきたんですか？
Why did you reach out to me? I understood quite well that Ooishi-san was investigating this string of suspicious incidents. But why was he telling me all of this? I knew nothing and I couldn't help. Everything Ooishi-san spoke of was news to me. First of all, what could I, having just moved here, possibly know? By chance, if there was a reason for Ooishi-san to reach out to me, then it would have to be that I was part of Mion's circle of friends, who looked suspicious to Ooishi-san.
私ね、今年で定年なんです。
I'm retiring this year.
定年したらばあ様の意向で引っ越しちゃう予定なんですよ。
I plan on moving away after retiring as my mother wants.
だからこそ在職中にこの事件だけははっきりさせておきたかったんです。
So while I'm still in the case, I want to bring the truth behind this incident to light.
で、大石さんは疑ってるんですよね。
So, Ooishi-san, you suspect them, don't you?
みんなを。
All of them. Ooishi-san didn't really give me a response. It felt a little late, but I thought it was his way of showing a bit of consideration for my feelings.
これはこの道30年の勘です。
This is mostly my intuition from 30 years on this job.
前原さん、危ないのはあなたなんですよ。
You're the one in danger. Huh? I wanted to reply with that's absurd, but in my downtrodden state, I couldn't bring myself to say it.
私は今年で定年ですから、来年の渡流しの日にはもういません。
I'll be retiring this year, so I won't be at the Onikakushi next year.
だから今年中に決着をつけたいのです。
So I want to settle things. In other words, he's insinuating that on the next Onikakushi, I might be the victim.
所長からも注意を受けています。
I've been warned by the chief as well.
一連の事件は個々に解決しているから蒸し返すなというんです。
Each incident in a string of cases has been solved, so don't bring it up again, or so I was told.
これは一種の圧力です。
This is the pressure that I'm facing.
圧力って何のですか？
Pressure from what?
ひなみ沢の誰かですよ。
Someone in Himizawa.
着きました。
We've arrived.
この辺でいいですか？
Is this fine? There's some time the car finally reached the path to my house. The clock read 2 a.m. I mean 2 p.m. Wow, 2 a.m.? I was surprised so little time had passed since we ate. It was hot outside the car. The chirping of the Higurashi hurt my ears.
今日の話は
Whoa!
すべて忘れてくださっても結構です。
When did that happen? Why are you that one? I won't mind if you just forgot everything I told you today.
ですが、私は捜査を続けますよ。
But I'm still going to keep investigating.
お社様のたたりは今年で終わらせます。
I'll end Oishiro-sama's curse this year.
何かあったら連絡しろってことですか？
So you're saying I should contact you if anything happens?
いいんですよ。
It's fine.
前原さんがどうしても連絡したくなった時だけでいいんです。
Does it change? Oh, it is different. Okay. I was like, I couldn't tell if this is like the same sprite for the last few lines. It's fine. Just contact me when you feel you have to, Maibara-san. I wasn't collected enough to understand Ooishi-san's roundabout way of saying it.
ゆっくり休んでください。
Be sure to take it easy.
病気でお休みの時に良くない話ばかりして申し訳ありませんでしたね。
I'm sorry for throwing all this at you while you're taking the day off just because you're sick. I didn't really give any sort of response.
私はいつでもあなたの味方です。
I'll always be on your side.
それだけは信じといてくださいよ。
If anything, believe that.
それじゃあ、失礼。
I'll be off now. The tires crunching over the dirt road as the car made a U-turn and disappeared into a cloud of kicked up dust. I felt like I was watching a boat only throw me a lifesaver in shark-infested waters before disappearing into the distance. That was the first time I thought Ooishi-san was being unfair. Telling me I was going to be the next victim, then just saying to contact him if something happens. This wasn't a criminal investigation. He was fishing. And I was just a bait dangling off the line. Yeah, I figured. Would the fish be the perpetrator? Or was it really just Oyashiro-sama's curse? Either way, the bait would be swallowed whole.
畜生。俺、死にたくないよ。
Damn it. I don't want to die. For some time, I could do nothing but stare at the puddle of water left behind by the AC from the car. Wow. So now we're in danger, and we can't even trust our own friends anymore. That sounds really unfun. Alright, what's next? In our room again. I wonder how much time has passed since I laid down. It was getting dark outside. My body was soaked in sweat. It would probably be a good idea to change my sheets. Whoa. That moment the phone downstairs rang. It's probably Mom. Mom was quite the worrywart. I thought it was Ooishi, but okay. Maybe she had called many times, but I just didn't notice it. Okay, stop ringing.
もしもし、前原ですけど。
Hello, this is the Maibara residence.
お、生きてた。もしもーし。
Oh, he's alive. Hello.
ミオンだけど。
This is Mion.
具合はどう？
How you doing? Wow. It's been like 2 days since we've seen Mion. Like, in actual time pretty much, but like, wow. It's been a few hours since I've seen Mion. This is weird.
圭一のお友達ですか？
This is one of Keiichi's friends? Wow, I messed that up already.
圭一は休んでますけど。
Keiichi's resting now, but...
変わりましょうか？
Gonna put him on.
え？あ、お父様で？
Is this his dad? Oh god.
すみません。
バカでー。引っかかってやがるよ。
She fell for it.
ケイちゃん？
After our exchange, we both had a good laugh together. Oh, we need some wholesome vibes, I swear. It's been nothing but bad vibes for like 2 hours. Except I was suspicious of her even as we were laughing. Was everybody really involved in these incidents? The fact I couldn't say no saddened me.
元気そうで安心したよ。
I'm relieved that you seem well.
レナもすっごく心配してたよ。
Rena was really worried, you know.
サトコはざまあないですわって喜んでたな。
Always with the mean comments, that one.
リカちゃんは病気でかわいそうですってさ。
Rika-chan said, how unfortunate he's sick.
チェ、みんなで勝手に大盛り上がりしてたみたいだな。
Huh. It's like everyone's making a big deal out of it.
まあまあ。でさ、ケイちゃん。
Well, so you know, Kei-chan.
お見舞いに行っちゃ都合悪いかな。
Pay me a visit.
お見舞い？
A visit?
いいよ、そんな。重病人ってわけじゃないんだから。
No, it's okay. It's not like I'm dying.
うちのバッチャが山ほどおはぎを作ってさ。
Grandma made a ton of mochi, you see?
お裾分けに持ってけって言ってんだよ。
I was told to share them.
だから持ってくね。
So I'll bring you some. Aw, that's considerate.
おいおい、風邪がうつっても知らねえぞ。
Hey now, you'll catch my cold.
おじさんもレナもおバカさんだから大丈夫。
Well, not to worry. Both Ren and I are too stupid to catch a cold. What does that saying mean?
じゃあね、
See ya.
すぐ行くから。
Be there in a bit. Okay. She hung up cheerfully. Okay, buddy. Rena's coming too. That's what it sounded like. I was still concerned about meeting Rena, but I guess if she was with Mion... I heard the doorbell 10 minutes later. Oh,
どんな感じ？
oh, here we go. Hold on. Let me try. I'll try the other styles. Huh. This looks
ちゃんと薬飲んで寝てた？
Take your medicine and rest.
そりゃもうしっかりとな。
I did just that.
元気そうでよかった。心配してたんだよ。
Thank goodness you look well. I was worried. What's this one? What's that one? Huh. Okay.
悪かったな。明日にはもう大丈夫だよ。
Sorry. I'll be fine by tomorrow. Mion showed a complete lack of concern for someone who's recovering, and Rena looked like she was worried about me from the bottom of her heart. It didn't look like there's anything behind those expressions.
ちょっとお邪魔しようかと思ったけど、まだ本調子じゃないみたいだね。
Well, we might hang out for a bit, but it looks like you're not quite in the condition for it.
そうか？
Well, you don't say. See, my face appeared a bit sullen.
じゃあこれ、ケイチくん、
Here, Keiichi-kun.
みーちゃんのおばあちゃんが作ってくれた
These
お
are,
はぎだよ。
these are the mochi Mi-chan's grandma made. Rena held out the package wrapped in newspaper. There might be about 5 in here. It's quite hefty.
サンキューな。ミオンのばあちゃんによろしく伝えといてくれよ。
Oh, thanks. Send my regards to your grandma, Mion.
うん。
Yep.
その中にね、レナが作ったのも混じってるんだよ。
Oh, there's one that I made in there as well.
ケイチくんに見つけられるかな。
I wonder if Keiichi-kun can guess which one.
これ、今日の部活を欠席したケイちゃんへの宿題ね。
This is Kei-chan's homework since he missed the club meeting today.
おはぎにアルファベットがついてるから、明日回答すること。
There are letters on each mochi, so I'll ask you tomorrow.
お見舞いなのか部活なのか、どっちかにしろ。
Were you thinking if I was feeling better, or did you just come here for club activities?
元気元気。これなら明日は大丈夫そうだね。
Yep, looking fine. Guess she'll be able to make it tomorrow.
この騒ぎで熱がぶり返したらどうしてくれんだよ、まったく。
And what are you going to do if my fever comes back because of your shenanigans?
みーちゃん、あんまり騒いじゃ悪いよ。
Mi-chan, we shouldn't be making such a racket.
もう行こ
Let's go.
う。お家の人にも怒られるよ。
The other people here will get angry. Hold on, aren't I alone? Both of them thought my parents were home. It was because the entranceway was a mess.
そうだね。もう行こっかね。
You're right. Let's get going.
そうそう、ケイちゃん。
By the way, Kei-chan.
なんだよ。
Yeah. Whoa. Hello?
お昼。
Whoa.
何食べた？
Why does she have the same eyes as Rena had earlier? Hold on. Oh, I do not like that face there. What? That just looks scary. What about this one? Oh, this one. Oh, what? Yeah, no, this one definitely looks the most intimidating. A sudden question startled me, and I went wide-eyed when I saw Mion. Wait a minute. Let me see something real quick. Is that a gun? I was just thinking about it when I saw that. Okay. I had never seen her like that. It was a highly unsettling visage. But why? She asked me about what I ate for lunch. What she said was so inane, it was almost meaningless. The way she said it, it was almost like she didn't even care at all about what I ate.
表で食べたよ。
I ate out. She must have suspected that I was with Ooishi-san. Anyway, I felt that if I hesitated or tried to change the subject, that they'd read too deep into it, so I tried answering as quickly as possible. Except, contrary to the efforts I had made, there was a pause before they replied. Oh, yep, now we got the Rena.
ケイチくん、お昼は外食だったんだね。
How does Rena look like? I'm scared. What does this look like? Oh! No, yeah, this just looks creepy. I might keep the art style like this for this scene. I don't know. I think this is the most intimidating. Like the slight shadow right here. Oh yeah, God. This is, yeah. I'm gonna, okay. I hope you guys don't hate this. What I'm about to do. I kind of like it like this for now. It's gonna go back to the PS3 style, but I just like it for this scene. The glimmer from Rena's eyes had changed at some point as well. It was now sharp, as if to make me feel the feigned ignorance behind her words even more. As if she already knew that's how it looked to me.
どう？美味しかった？
Well, was it good?
なんでそんなことを聞くんだよ。
Why are you asking me this? Mion was speaking in an unusually low voice. Almost as if she knew that I had eaten at the restaurant in town. No, I'm overthinking this. I mean, both of them should have been in school at lunchtime. There was no way they could have known where I was.
渋いおじさまとご一緒だったみたいだけど。誰？
Seems you're with a rather looking older guy. Who was he? Flop. The package with the mochi I was holding slipped out of my hands. I could tell the blood had drained from my face, making me go pale.
へえ。
Is this the same? Okay, no, the expressions have been the same. I was like, was it just not changing because of this?
ケイチくん、それ誰？
Who was he?
ひょっとして、この間の人かな？
That's right. Could it be the person from before? I wonder.
かな？
I wonder. I could feel the back of my throat going dry. This was no longer a bluff. They knew everything?
なんで、そんなこと、わかるんだよ。
How do you know that? Took everything I had to finally force those words from my throat. My knees were shaking.
さーてね。
Because... Is it still the same? Okay, it is.
おじさんにわからないことはないからね。
There's nothing this old man doesn't know. Mion sneered knowingly, and her laugh seemed to carry on forever.
で、ケイちゃん、何のお話をしてたの？
Oh, Kei-chan. What did you talk about?
ずいぶんと熱くなってたみたいだけど。
Okay, how did you know about that? You got like you got pretty worked up over it too.
みんなの話はしてないよ。
We're talking about you guys.
ミオンともレナとも関係ない。
It didn't have anything to do with you or Rena. It was about all 5 of you. I mean, all 4 of you. Wow, my numbers just... Oh! Whoa, no, that is disturbing. No, that is easily the worst. This is easily the worst. What is this?
聞いてもないのにレナたちの名前が出るなんて、なんだか怪しいな。
Isn't it a bit strange to hear our names come up even though nobody asked about that? Rena's unwavering gaze pierced through my eyes and peered further inside me. I dug my own grave. My heart was throbbing so much, it felt like I was going to explode.
ま、何を隠れてやろうとも、おじさんにはすべてお見通しってこと。
Whatever you're trying to hide, this old man already sees through it all.
それだけを忘れないでくれればいいかな。
Remember that. I couldn't even shake my head. Took everything I had to stop my teeth from chattering. She never let her gaze break from mine, even as she tilted her head slightly.
ケイチくん、顔色悪いよ。
Keiichi-kun, you don't look so good.
もう横になった方がいいと思うな。
I think you should lie down. No.
そうだね。私たちはもう帰ろう。
Oh, okay, so the same ones. I think we should head home. Okay. As if nothing had happened, they both giggled at each other and started making their way out. I hadn't moved a muscle since I dropped the package of mochi. As they left, the door slowly closed behind them. All I could do was stare, as if I couldn't move until the door was completely closed. Just as the door was about to close, it opened again slightly with a sudden creak, setting my heart racing once again. Whoa! Single eye peered in through that narrow slit, and Mion's hawkish gaze peered at me once again.
じゃあね、ケイちゃん。
Is there... Okay, it's all the same. See you, Kei-chan.
あ、
Yeah.
明日、学校休んじゃ嫌だよ。
I'd hate it if you miss school tomorrow, alright? Okay, don't miss school. Got it. Thud. The door closed. I wasn't able to move a muscle, even after their low laughter died off into the distance, and silence once again enveloped the room. Coming back to my senses, the first thing I did was lock the door. They knew what Ooishi-san and I talked about. Why? How? No, that wasn't important. Thinking about it now, all of it could have been overheard from the beginning when Ooishi-san met me. Just as Mion said, I couldn't hide anything. Then, what were they trying to tell me? That part was obvious. They were warning me not to say anything unnecessary. What do they deem unnecessary? only talked to Ooishi-san about one thing. And they were warning me that that was unnecessary. What was it that Ooishi-san talked to me about? Oh, why did it do that? The incidents involving Oyashiro-sama's curse that occurred every year weren't individual cases. But were connected as a whole. Sorry, I keep pausing. I'm not trying to pause. As well as the fact that there may have been maybe multiple perpetrators hidden within Hinamizawa. No, more precisely, that Mion and Rena, Sadako and Rika-chan were all suspicious. Wow. Is that what they were warning me against?
何バカなこと考えてんだよ、俺。
What kind of nonsense am I thinking about? I hit my own face hard enough that it let out a loud slap. Ow. If only that would wake me from this nightmare. But for some reason, it felt like I was punching a blanket. It was almost laughably painless. Calm down, Keiichi Maibara. When did I become such a pessimist? Calm down, calm down. Settle down and sort things out. The reason Mio knew I was eating lunch with Ooishi-san was probably because somebody from Hinamizawa just happened to be there at the time. They must have told Mion that I was there. That made the most sense. Plus, come to think of it, she didn't ask me where I ate lunch, did she? She only asked, was it good? They were just curious since I was together with someone not from Hinamizawa. It's not as if they had any ulterior motives. That's it. That has to be it. Thinking about it that way, it was the same with Rena. I was just being strangely ambiguous about when I met with Ooishi-san, and Rena was just correcting me on that. That's when I was bewildered by the change in character from the usual mild-mannered Rena. I was just startled by it. That's the most natural way of thinking about it. I feel like my mind was mixed up like a tangled mess of spaghetti. Yeah, what's real and what isn't, is the question. Deep red marinara sauce would have poured out of my nose and ears if you squeezed my head. That just sounds like blood, okay? Thinking about that, I suddenly felt like vomiting. Yeah, that was your fault for comparing it like that. I really didn't want that to happen, so I stopped holding my head. Lately, I had no idea what anyone was saying. Spending time with them was fun. Didn't feel like there was any sort of hidden agenda. I really do think that they're a good bunch of people. When I just moved here and couldn't make heads or tails of everything, they were really kind to me. Rena was really kind and always looked after me. As long as that strange affliction didn't rear its ugly head, she was really pretty cute. Mion is also a really good person. She didn't care about anyone's age or gender, and was optimistic and outgoing. I was never bored when I was with her. And talking of not getting boredom, Rambunctious Sadako was a good person for that too. She was pretty bratty, but that was just the way she interacted with others. Rika-chan was the same way. She didn't speak often, but that didn't mean she was always silent. They're my friends! But after hearing the better untold secrets of Hinamizawa from Ooishi-san and Tomitake-san, when I was told about Oyashiro-sama's curse, things started going crazy. Then hearing from Ooishi-san that Mion, Rena, and Sadako and Rika-chan were all suspicious, after that everyone changed. That's right. It all started getting weird after Ooishi-san told me all that strange stuff. At that time I really should have just not listened to those weird stories. I shouldn't have even asked Tomitake-san about the past incidents on that night of Onikakushi. If I just hadn't gone that strange sense of curiosity, if I just hadn't... That's right. So that's why they censored that. So that's why they killed Tomitake-san. That impudent outsider speaking to the likes of me after everybody went out of the way to keep it a secret from me. They'll probably kill Ooishi-san as well. For trying to unearth what everybody was warning me about but wow, he's just completely given up on believing in his friends like that. He's just snapped. Besides that, he was unforgivable for spewing words that made me doubt the others. Of course a guy like that's going to be killed. Well, Tomitake-san and Ooishi-san were nothing but outsiders after all. They were entities who couldn't coexist with the people of Hinamizawa. These guys should just fall into Oyashiro-sama's curse and just die. Whoa. It wasn't their fault. It was my fault for not being able to hold back my curiosity. It wasn't their fault. It wasn't their fault. It wasn't their fault, wasn't their fault, wasn't their fault, wasn't their fault. I'm not saying that any more than that. It's hurting my throat. Oh, that's bright. It was dark for so long. I settled into a daze. It was lethargic. Oh, a lethargic feeling, like I had just gotten up, but the ominous chill that haunted me had subsided. I was fine now. I was no longer frightened. I had completely recovered. I'll go to school tomorrow, right as rain. I'll greet everyone. I'll take part in club activities. It'll definitely be fun. It had to be fun. I was one of them after all.
あ、そうだ。おはぎ食べないと。
That's right. That reminds me. I need to eat those mochi.
どれがレナの手作りか当てないといけないんだよな。
I hope I'm able to tell which one Rena made. I remember the homework the two brought with them when they visited me. But wow, our club did delivery. That was something else. I picked up the package I dropped on the floor and headed into the living room. It would be nice, I guess, to have some tea with it. To fill my mouth with mochi while drinking tea. Oh, this was quite a delectable situation I was in. Opening up the newspaper wrapping, there were 5 plump red bean paste mochi fit snugly inside. There were letters written from left to right on the newspaper. A, B, C, D, and E. Now then. Wow, okay, words don't work? They said Rena made one of these. I wonder which one. There wasn't much difference in how they looked. They smelled and appeared about the same. This was a pretty difficult problem. The biggest difference was probably their shape. I wasn't sure what kind of person Mion's grandma was, but Rena had to be different from hers. Looking carefully, I could see one mochi that was made very neatly. So well that just by staring at it, one could tell it stood out.
この一個がレナのか否かが勝負の分かれ目みたいだな。
Looks like this challenge depends on whether or not this one is Rena's. Calm down and think even harder. Mion had said her grandma made a ton of them and was told to give some out, if I remember correctly. So that meant four of these were from that large batch. Then what about Rena? She probably only made one. So she probably spent quite a bit of time on it. So then shouldn't it be that one? Meaning the one Rena had made was this one. E! For a moment I thought it may have been a trap Mion laid as she knew I'd pick up on it, but that probably wasn't the case. I wouldn't be so sure if I knew Mion had made it, but since she and Rena made it, it probably wasn't a trap.
よし。
Alright,
お茶も準備 OK。
my tea's ready too.
まずはディフェンディングチャンピオンのミオンのばあちゃんからだ。
I'll start with the defending champion, Mion's grandma.
どれ？
Let's see. Not bad. The smooth bean paste and soft chewy texture left little to be desired. The tea I drank afterwards also accentuated the experience. This was an exquisite piece of work. Now, how about Rena's? The creation was so delicate, one would think it was a high-class Japanese dessert. Since I normally had quite the appetite, I was slightly worried about the size of the portion. But, well, first, a bite. This was quite a difficult one to judge, actually. The ingredients were exactly the same, so there was little difference in flavor. What was different was how it was shaped at the end, so it's to be expected. So the deciding factors would be presentation and volume. The well-formed and well-sized champion versus Rena the challenger, with the size you just couldn't get enough of. I'd only had one bite of Rena's. I would probably have to wait until after I was done to make my decision. Maybe there was something inside that could cause an upset. Seems my prediction was right. My tongue touched something. It didn't feel like something edible, so I reached it with my fingers and grabbed it. What? What was this? Whoa, why the creepy music? What's happening? Before I could fully comprehend what it was, I threw away the rest of the mochi I was eating as fast as I could. It slammed against the wall, causing the bean jam to splatter. Then, after sticking for a moment, it slid down to the floor. I was dumbstruck by my own actions. What was I doing? Rena had gone her way to make it for me. How could I? Dumbstruck, I looked down at the hand that performed such a vile act. Then I remembered what I had taken out of my mouth. At first I thought it was a hair. Even though it was shorter than Mion's, Rena's hair was still quite long. And it wasn't this short. It was also a bit too hard to be hair. It was thick enough to roll around on my tongue. There was a bit of metallic sheen on one end of it. What? Ah yes, there was a hole from where thread goes through, like it was a sewing needle. What? Yes, that's right. It looked very much like a sewing needle. Exactly like one. The end was pointed as well. No, there's no way they put that in there. Quite sharply. It really did just look like a sewing needle. Huh? What did I mean by looked very much like a sewing needle just a bit ago? I couldn't answer. But a voice inside me already knew, and let me know by shattering my molars together. I couldn't stave off the terror welling up inside me. What the hell? Suddenly I tasted something metallic and felt a prickling pain at the back of my throat. I stuck my finger in the back of my mouth and felt around to see if I was bleeding. Suddenly I felt the urge to vomit. The sharp taste of bile irritated the back of my throat. I clasped both hands over my mouth and, after writhing in agony, I was somehow managed to hold back the nausea. What the hell? I was unable to breathe normally again, but this time my heart was throbbing intensely. Then it finally registered. Exactly what was mixed in with the mochi. Before I could think of the correct word, my hands were already on the move. Splat. Plop. Splort. I tossed the rest of the mochi against the wall. Oh, whoa. The background actually changed. The geometrical patterns of the scattered bean jam on the wall suddenly invoked a terrible omen in my mind. After looking away, I dashed out to the hall and flew up to my room, where I stayed under my covers until morning. Also, flew up to my room, flew upstairs to my room. Wow, Keiichi suddenly got the ability to fly. I clutched my own shoulders, howling madly in a fear, anger, sadness, and frustration. This wasn't a threat or warning or reminder, nothing as simple as that. What had happened in Himizawa? What is happening in Himizawa? What would happen? I didn't know the answer to any of these questions. Where did I break a taboo? Regardless, now Rena and Mion and others, they considered me an enemy. They thought I should just die. I won't let you kill me. Not for such a pointless reason. I fell into a restless sleep as I was crushed by my negative emotions. It was as if I was being drawn into a billowing, bottomless swamp. Wow. So that's definitely the end for the... Oh, wow. Okay, we got tips, and then I'm ending stream. I've been streaming for like 6 hours. Ah, God. A drug that makes you kill yourself. Threat. Well, there we go. At the very least, we're getting... Here we go. What's a drug that makes you commit suicide? There we go. Now we're getting into something interesting.
関東直入に自殺させる薬ってないんですか?
Let's cut to the chase. Is there a drug that causes someone to kill themselves?
直接的にはない。
Not directly, no.
遠回しですね。では間接的にはあるってことですか?
That's quite a roundabout response. You mean that there's one that does it indirectly?
自殺したくなる精神状態を誘発することはできる。ちゅうことだ。
It's possible to induce a suicidal mental state is what I mean. What does that mean?
難しい言い方になりましたね。何ですかその自殺したくなる精神状態ってのは。
That's hard to say. What would a suicidal mental state be?
例えば、一般的な心理学見地から言えばじゃが、心理面が内向状態から外向状態に転じるときに、最も自殺が多いと言われちょる。
Like a person with a serious bipolar disorder, it's believed that people are most likely to attempt suicide when swinging from desperation to mania. Clinical depression and bipolar disorder are different. Clinical depression indicates a prolonged state of depression, whereas bipolar disorder is characterized by a passive depressed state accompanied by a very active maniac state.
内向状態の時は自信を喪失し非常に悲観的だ。だが自殺もせん。
Individuals with clinical depression suffer from low self-esteem and are quite pessimistic, but rarely commit suicide.
自殺をする気力すらないからだ。
They don't have the willpower to commit suicide.
逆の状態もまた自殺をせん。
Nor does mania on its own lead to suicide.
今度は逆に非常に自信過剰で行動的なので、自らを順風満帆と思う。だから自殺などせんのだ。
That has an opposite effect, filling the person with confidence and making them feel as though they're walking on air. Thus, they do not commit suicide.
なるほどね。どっちの状態でも自殺をしないのに、状態が入れ替わるときに自殺するんですか？
That's interesting. Neither state causes suicide, but when the condition changes, they might do so?
内向状態には自殺願望はあるが、自殺という大仕事を遂げる気力すらもない。だが、外向状態が始まると、徐々に気力が充実し、体の自由が利くようになってくる。
There is a desire to commit suicide when in a state of depression, but they do not have the willpower to commit such a formidable act. But when they enter mania, they gain a burst of willpower and their body moves as they desire.
なるほど。つまり自殺する気力が回復するわけですね。
So it means they gain the willpower to commit suicide. So hold on, let me read that again. They do not have the willpower. Okay, but when they enter mania, they gain a burst. Oh, okay.
そういうことじゃのう。
That's how it goes.
だからこの時期に変な気を起こさんように処方箋を施すわけじゃな。
That's why patients are given sedatives during that time to keep them from acting on their impulses. I see.
では、富武氏はこの心理状態だったんですかね。
Then was Tomitake bipolar?
一般的に自殺はちゃんとした文化的な手法で行われる。道具を使用してな。
People who suffer from bipolar disorder generally commit suicide by more civilized means, like say hanging or jumping off a building.
自虐行動とは全く違うぞい。
Self-harm, as though going through withdrawal, is completely different.
富武氏の自殺は文化的じゃないですよね。
Tomitake's death wasn't civilized.
ではやっぱり何かの中毒と考えるのが自然ですか。
So, okay.
最初に言った自殺したくなる精神状態を起こす薬ってのを教えてください。
So one would think it was caused by some foreign substance, as I said from the start. Tell me of a drug that causes someone to commit suicide.
鎮痛薬の一部には心理を内向から外向に過剰転換させる効果があると報告されとる。
Okay, this can be a tough one. There are reports that wow, I'm just gonna give up on that. Overdoses produce a condition that resembles bipolar disorder. It's a stimulant.
それから催眠作用を持つ薬を異常摂取した場合にも異常行動が報告されとるが、あまり一般的ではないの。
Barbiturate overdoses are also reported to cause erratic behavior. That's a sleep aid.
その2つは検視の報告だと違うみたいですね。他の可能性は？
There were no signs of stimulants. Are there any other possibilities?
あとは病気しか考えられん。
All I can think of is that it's some sort of illness.
甲状腺異常を引き起こす病気にしばしばそれに似た症状が報告されとる。だが、それらは概して特徴的な症状が多い。
Sounds like Graves' disease, which affects the thyroid and is known to cause symptoms that resemble bipolar disorder. But Graves' disease has many characteristic symptoms of its own.
仏は違うの。
So the disease exhibited none of them.
もっと突発的に発生するものはありませんかね。今回のケースと合うような突発性で自殺したくなるようなやつです。
I wonder, is there something that could cause that could happen more spontaneously. Something that fits this case and would cause someone to want to commit suicide all of a sudden.
他には、そうじゃな。脳障害によって精神に異常を発生する状態じゃな。
Are you familiar with organic mental disorders? In short, it's a condition where the brain is out of whack due to physical injury or illness.
これは薬物中毒でも起こるが、脳の外傷や一部の病気なんかでも起こる。
It can be caused by drugs, but it can also be caused by physical trauma, a stroke, or even tumors.
つまり薬によらなくても異常な精神状態に陥る可能性があると。
Basically, even without a drug, one can succumb to an irregular mental state.
仏は犯人に囲まれて命に危険が迫っとったんじゃろ。
The deceased was surrounded after being chased, and his life was in danger, right?
極度の緊張が続いて、それに分泌異常が重なって、さらに打ちどころが悪くて脳に障害が起こり、自虐行動に走った。可能性もあるかもしれんの。
All that stress could have messed with his brain chemistry. He could have hit his head, and those factors combined might have caused him to mutilate himself. It's a possibility. Really?
もうちょっと省略して言ってくれませんかね。
Could you explain it to me in more simpler terms?
つまり、乱闘中に豆腐の角に頭ぶつけて、それで異常が発生したと言っとるんだ。
So when he was getting assaulted, hit his head and made him go crazy. Okay, that's... wow.
じゃあ星には殺意はなかったってことですかね。
Guess this means that the assailants didn't have any intent to kill.
ちょいと小銭を巻き上げようと思ったら、たまたま殴りどころが悪かったと。
They smacked him hoping to nick some change and just happened to hit a bad place. And no. The two plump men laughed hoarsely.
なんてわけはありませんね。
But of course it's not like that.
いかにも。
Undoubtedly.
薬物の常用にせよ、精神的なものにせよ、仏の身元が鍵を握っとるぞい。そっちはどうなっとるんじゃ。
Whether it was habitable drug use or something mental, the deceased background holds the key. How's your investigation going?
あら、こんな時間。そろそろ戻らないとクマちゃん怒っちゃいますね。
Oh my goodness, look at the time. I need to get back or Kuma-chan will get angry with me.
おお、頑張れよ。
Yeah, good luck.
いいお年をの。
Best wishes.
いいお年を。
Best wishes. End of the tip? Okay. Threat.
おや今の皆さんは確か。
Those guys just now.
議員バッジが2人いたっすね。
They had national diet badges.
じゃあ、県議と市議の園崎だ。
Then it's Prefectural Assembly Member Sonozaki and City Councilor Sonozaki. Diet? Wait, no, what? National Diet Badges? What?
面白いっすね。親戚同士で県議と市議やってんすか。
That's interesting. The Prefectural Assembly Member and City Councilor are related.
これがずるいんですよ。お互いの名前で慈善運動バンバン。
This dirty is what it is, shouting out each other's names during elections.
片方の選挙中にはもう片方が別に講演会を開いて二重に選挙運動やってんですよ。
While one is up for election, the other one holds an assembly, and they double up their campaign activities.
堂々と。
Blatantly.
よくわかんないんすけど、それって公選法違反じゃないんすか？
I don't know much about this stuff, but isn't that against the rules of the election?
慈善運動にならない限り政治活動は無制限ですからね。クマちゃん、そんなんじゃ選対本部好きになった時大変ですよ。
As long as they have no prior consolation, there are no restrictions on their political activities. Kuma-chan, the second investigation division is going to be pretty tough for you.
公選法くらいは勉強してください。
You should at least brush up on election laws.
俺、知能犯化は無理っす。バカですから。
I'm not cut out to handle intellectual traps because I'm dumb. There's a prefectural assembly member, Sonozaki, and city councilor Sonozaki. Also, the mayor of Hinamizawa. So they're all influenced by the Sonozaki family. What crap.
お見送りしてんのは、副所長とうちの課長っすね。
It's like they were seen off by the deputy chief and the department chief. It came to me. That night, when the department chief invited me along to get some Odin, I thought that was it. Hmm?
大石さんは友達多いから聞いてるかもしれないけど、聞いてるかな。
Takasugi. Okay, you have a lot of connections, so you might have heard something, have you?
いえ、何も。
Nope, not a thing.
お母さん、ガモにはんぺん頼みます。
Ma'am, I'll
所長んとこに議員の怒鳴り込みがあったんだよ。
Ma'am, I'll take a tofu fritter and fish cake. The counselor stormed in on the police chief in a rage.
あれま、そうなんですか。あ、お母さん、私にもう一杯ください。
Oh my, is that so? Ma'am, I'll take another bowl. Prefectural Assembly member Sonozaki and city councilor Sonozaki were both intimidating. Our snot-nosed career police chief couldn't handle being yelled at by them. They're like Yakuza.
ひなみ沢事件の捜査の仕方で君を指名して陳情してきたよ。
A petition with your name came up regarding how the investigation of the Hinamizawa incident is being handled.
ありゃ、私はてはて。
Goodness me, I'm not the faintest.
とぼけるなよ。例のひなみ沢の過去の事件。
No need to play dumb. You're reopening the past cases regarding Hinamizawa.
蒸し返してるだろ。
Aren't you?
私、富竹殺しで手一杯で、そんな余裕ないですよ。ね。
I've already got my hands full with Tomitake's death.
本当に？
Really?
本当にそうならいいんだけどさ。
I hope so for your sake. There was a period of silence. While we were silent, we made headway on our food and drink.
いやー、ごちそうになっちゃいました。今月は負けっぱなしだったんで、財布つらかったんですよ。
Whoa, that was quite the feast. This month had been a bunch of losses for me, so my wallet was feeling the pinch.
助かりました。
Much appreciated.
いや、いいよ。また馬教えてよ。
No, that's nothing. Tell me a good horse again.
大石さんと同じ馬を買うから。
I'll bet on the same one as you.
最近はダメです。
I haven't been doing well there lately.
馬の声がさっぱりですから。タクシー
I haven't been able to read the horses at all. Taxi! I'm going by train. The department chief is taking a taxi. I have my own car, but it'd be rash to drive it home. Can't blow it right before retirement with the DUI. Even though he could still rattle off. It looked like his legs were already jelly. Pushing him into the cab, I gave the driver the department chief's address.
ではではまた明日。良いお年を。
We'll see you again tomorrow. Best wishes.
大石さん。
はいはい。
過去の事件は全部個別に終わってる。縦に並べるのはやめるんだよ。
The past incidents have all been closed. Stop lumping them all together.
村の連中は半ば本気でタタリを信じてるんだから。
Those villagers half believe it's really a curse.
私だってタタリなんか信じちゃいませんよ。
Well, I'm not convinced.
大石さんは来年で退職じゃないですか。
You're gonna be retiring next year, aren't you?
退職金でローン返してお母さんと北海道に引っ越すんじゃなかったっけ？
Weren't you going to pay off your mortgage with your servants pay and move up to Hokkaido with your mom?
ばあ様がどうしても生まれの北海道に帰りたいって泣くんですよ。最後のご奉公なんです。
Mother pines to return to her birthplace. It's the least I can do.
退職金はまあ歓楽街で楽しむことにします。
In the Severance? Well, I'll enjoy it at the entertainment district.
な
所長は退職時特別昇給を見直すかもってさ。
The chief said he may have to reconsider issuing your special retirement salary raise. A public servant's severance payment is calculated based on their monthly salary when they retire. So a special promotion of 2 pay grades is given before retirement. This tops up the employee's... Wow, severance payment. That tends to be how it's done around here. Of course, it's not exactly commendable custom. Incidentally, the difference that two pay grades make to the payout is quite significant.
さすがインテリの若所長は言い出すことが模範的です。でもまあ。
I'd expect no less of our egghead chief. Quite the model-viled threat, but well...
私たちの給料が血税で支払われてることを思えば、まあ、時代の流れですかね。
Considering how our pay comes from the public's hard-earned taxes, it's the way of the times, I suppose. It certainly wasn't a laughing matter, but I'll laugh through it anyway.
僕も模範的なこととは思わないよ。でもまあ、大石さんはそれだけの退職金をもらってもおかしくない活躍をしてきたからさ。
I don't think it's such a model response, but given how hard you've worked, it's not at all odd for you to take home such a good package.
僕としてはぜひもらってほしいんだよ。
Personally, I'd like you to get it.
もらえるもんならそりゃ欲しいですけどね。
If I can get it, well, of course I'd want it.
もらえるよ。大石さんが大人なら。
You'll get it as long as you're an adult about this.
運転手さん、引き止めてすみませんね。お願いします。
Sorry for holding you up, driver. Thank you very much. I closed the door roughly, interrupting the department chief's conversation a bit rudely. It looked like he still had something to say, but he just smiled wryly and waved. I waved in return. The cab sped up gradually and soon disappeared among the sea of lights.
参ったな。ローン返済できるかな。
I wonder if I'll be able to repay that loan. Wow, okay. Is that it? Okay. Well, that was crazy. This part was crazy. Let me save real quick as we talk this over. Oh wait, no, is this? Okay, I was worried I was gonna save over that. All right, so yeah, in this episode, in this episode, everyone's gone crazy. We met up with the Ooishi, learned more about our friends again, and then yeah, they just turn crazy. Rena and Mion, they're just I don't know what's going on. I don't understand. I'm lost, and apparently now we had a sewing needle in our food. I don't know. I'm lost, but that's enough for me for today. I've been streaming for I think it's it's been 6 hours now, and I'm ready to pass out for the night. Thanks for anyone that came out. Thanks to anyone on YouTube who's watching this video.